Hi, I'm Anita. This is a routine for you who want to open up your hips. It is a request video that comes from Sean, and actually Sean was one of my first yoga students here in New York City when I started teaching in 1999. I was then teaching Ashtanga yoga at the New York Sports Club. So this is pretty special. Sean has since then moved to a different place, but thank goodness for YouTube, we are still connected. She plays a lot of sports and feels a lot of tightness in her hips, so asked me if I could design a routine that she could do. And I was happy to, so here it is. I hope you enjoy it, Sean, and I hope that everyone else out there enjoys it. So let's get started. We're going to start in a tabletop position with the arms shoulder distance apart and the legs hip distance apart. We're going to round the spine into a cat stretch as we exhale. And then we're going to arch the spine as we curl the toes under and inhale. Do that again. Exhale, round it into cat. Inhale, arch it into cow. Press a bit back into the feet. Exhale, round it into cat. Inhale, arch it into cow. Sit back into the heel so that you feel a good stretch through the fascia of your feet. Press back into the heels. You feel a stretch into the Achilles a little bit, and into the calves, into the ankles. And just because we are working the hips doesn't mean we move right into the hips right away. We just gradually work our way in there. And now you're going to draw in through the navel, press through the palms as you gradually lift your hips up, straighten the legs out for a downward facing dog. And you can move your feet back a little bit. Make sure that your heels are a little bit off the floor. You don't want your heels to touch completely. And then see if you can lift your toes a bit off the floor. And the more you can lift your toes off the floor, the more you'll strengthen your shins and you get deeper into the calves. Contract and pull up through the kneecaps and the quadriceps so you lengthen and release your hamstrings. Then you can bend and you can extend one leg at a time. Feel free to move your hips open side to side a bit, so that you get into the outer upper hips and you're rolling through your feet. Yeah, the more you release your feet, the more you're going to actually release your hips. All right, it's all connected. Good, one more time. Press both of the heels into the floor, and then inhale, wave yourself into a plank pose. Lift the heels, curl the tailbone under, draw the navel in, and lengthen out into a plank. And then exhale, lower the knees into the floor, the chest and the chin into the floor. And then inhale, come to a baby cobra. Lengthen, roll your shoulders open. And then keep the bottom of your buttocks contracted, stretch out through your heels. Draw the breastbone forward as you roll your shoulders back. Try to lift your hands up, extend the arms, interlace the right index finger on top, lift and stretch the arms away. Just make sure that you're in a position where you can breathe, where you can move your head. Feel the length of your spine, but also feel the opening up of the front. Then separate the arms, ground the palms, keep your elbows on top of your wrists, and then inhale to an upward facing dog. Lift your chest. And then round it again into cat stretch. Exhale. Arch it into cow. Curl the toes under. And exhale to downward facing dog. Good, let's try that one more time. Inhale, wave it into plank. Exhale, knees to the floor, then chest and chin to the floor. Inhale to baby cobra. Hold it, roll the shoulders back. Lift your hands off, extend the arms again, and then interlace the left index finger on top. Stretch the arms away and pin your shoulder blades together. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Then separate the arms, bend the elbows, ground the palms to the floor, see that the elbows on top of your wrists. Inhale to upward dog. Look forward, roll the shoulders back. Feel like you're lifting out of your shoulders. And then exhale to downward facing dog. Breathe in fully and exhale completely. Good. Now draw the right knee into your navel and step the right foot forward. Lower the left knee into the floor. Point the left foot. Curl the tailbone under and send your hips forward. And then here, if you want to, place your hands on blocks. Find the level that works for you. Just make sure you keep the chest up and you roll your shoulders back. If you want to, you can sweep the arms to the side and then come up. Breathe in and breathe out. Feel the stretch with the left hip flexor and the left quad. Try to press down into the shin and the top of the left foot so it doesn't dig into your knee. Good. And slowly lower the hands back to the floor or onto your blocks. And then you're going to shift your weight back. Just a little bit back to straighten out the right leg. If you need to slide the right leg a little bit further forward, go for it. But see if you can shift your hips so far back that your right leg extends. Draw your toes towards your shins. Try to keep your chest lifted. And again, feel free to stay on blocks here if you need to. Full breath in. Full breath out. Full breath in. Full breath out. Good. Now you're going to shift your weight forward again. Line that right knee over the ankle. Arms up. Palms together into a namaste. And you're going to twist it to the left. So you're going to work the left arm to the outside of the right thigh. Press your palms against each other and roll your shoulders open. Of course, if you want to intensify this, curl the left toes under and lift the left knee off the floor. Roll the shoulders open. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Then slowly lower the left knee into the floor. Come back to the center. And lower the hands to the floor. Good. Now you're going to point the left foot, you're going to turn, and you're gradually going to come up. You're going to flex the right foot, so the right leg is extended, the right heel is lined up with the left knee. Press down into your left shin and the top of the foot. Keep your hips leveled. All right, this is Gates Pose, Parigasana. You're going to inhale the arms up. And then you're going to keep that lift and bend from the bottom of your ribs. Slide the right arm down along the shin and reach the left arm up and over the left ear. Keep the lower abdomen strong and roll the heart up towards the ceiling. Breathe in and breathe out. Keep the shoulders dropped. And you'll feel the stretch into the left side waist, into the upper part of your hip, a little bit into the hip flexor psoas, right hamstring and calf. And don't force yourself to go any further into it than what you can breathe fully. Good. Then press it away and come up. You're going to lower the left palm to the floor, go into a side plank variation. The right leg lifts to hip height, and now you're going to maintain that neutral pelvis. Tailbone curls under a bit, navel in, and then bend the right leg and see if you can draw the right heel towards your buttocks while you're lifting your chest and you're rolling your shoulders open. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. So very important to maintain alignment where the spine stays extended, the front body stays open, and you're able to breathe. I know I sound like a broken record sometimes, but we all need to be reminded of breathing. All right, extend the right leg. And now you're going to lower the right knee and shin to the floor and fold into a child's pose. Just let your hips become heavy. Breathe in fully. Exhale completely. Pull the navel in and then gradually roll yourself back up. Good. And you're going to step that right foot to the side again, pivot and turn, come into a low lunge, and step it back into a downward facing dog. Breathe in, exhale it out. Breathe in, exhale it out. Inhale, wave yourself into a plank, and then exhale again, knees, chest, chin. Inhale to baby cobra or an upward facing dog, your choice. And exhale to a downward facing dog. Good. Now you draw the left knee into the navel, step it forward, lower the right knee to the floor and come up. Point the right foot, curl the tailbone under, send your hips forward. Feel free to place your hands on the blocks so your chest can stay lifted. Or sweep the arms to the side and up. Press down into the right shin, top of the right foot, so you take the pressure off of the right knee. Breathe in, exhale it out. Breathe in, exhale it out. Good, then release the hands down, either stay on the blocks or fingertips to the floor. Shift your hips back and try to straighten out the left leg. And you might have to move the left leg a little bit forward until it starts to feel like it fits. Initially, sometimes it doesn't quite feel like it fits because the muscles around the bones are tight. But as you keep practicing, everything starts to open up, and then everything starts to feel like it fits. That's the beautiful thing. Full breath in, full breath out, and I'm holding it for about 5 breaths or so. As you get used to the routine, you can increase the length, of course. Then shift your weight forward, so your foot is grounded. Your knee is over the ankle. You lift up, inhale, and then draw the hands to the heart. Twist it to the left this time. Press your palms against each other, roll the shoulders open. And then if you want, you can curl the right toes under and straighten out the right leg. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And as you notice, we're not going directly into the hips. We are, but we're also trying to open up the torso in order to create a little bit more space so you can breathe fully. And then we're gradually working our way further into the hips from there. Good. Then gradually release. Come back to the center. Now you're going to release the turn the right foot to the side. Extend your left leg. Sorry that I'm turning my back on you, but so it goes. We have one camera. Flex the left foot. Keep your hips leveled. And then inhale up. And then exhale, you're going to bend it to the left side. Roll the navel, the heart towards the ceiling. Press down into your right shin and the top of the foot. Breathe in, breathe out, and feel the stretch of the left hamstring, left calf, right side body into the upper right hip. Full breath in, full breath out. Good, then come up. Ground the right palm to the floor. Shift your weight into the right arm and the right shin. Lift the left leg up to hip height. Side plank variation. And now you're going to bend the left leg. Try to keep your pelvis in a neutral pelvis. Draw the heel to the buttocks and roll the shoulders open. You can look up, you can look to the side, or you can look down. Keep the breath moving. Good, and gradually extend. Lower the left knee and shin to the floor and rest into a child's pose. Hold
hold it, just let the back completely settle. Inhale, inflate your back. And exhale, deflate your back. Then curl the tailbone under and gradually roll yourself up. Extend the left leg to the side again. Come back into a low lunge. And step back into a downward facing dog. Good. Shake out your head. Breathe in fully. Exhale completely. Inhale, wave yourself into a plank pose. And one more time, exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale to baby cobra or upward facing dog. Lift the thighs, keep the legs active, roll the shoulders open. Exhale it to a downward facing dog. Good. Now we're going to draw the right knee into the navel and we're going to slide the right leg forward into a pigeon pose. So we're going to point the left foot and we're going to come up onto the fingertips. Feel free to also come up onto the blocks. Make sure here that your hips are squared off to the front and they're leveled. Also, feel free to open up the angle of your foot a little bit more, but make sure that the right knee is an extension of the right hip. Then we're going to exhale and we're going to hinge forward. You can place your forehead on a block if you want to, and then just rest your arms to the side. And if you don't have a block, you can place your forehead onto the floor or a blanket. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Just notice if there's any gripping in the buttocks, the outer part of the buttocks or the inner part. And just feel free to adjust yourself as you feel your release. Then move your hands back and push the floor away from you and come up. From here, you're going to sit down onto the right sitting bone. You're going to swing the left leg to the front. Keep the left leg bent, and you're going to take the right ankle and place it on top of your left knee. And then draw the left leg as close to you as you can. You keep the right foot flexed, and you try to draw the right knee away from you. And then sit up tall. All right? So here, basically, the right knee moves away, and the left knee and right ankle moves towards you. So sit up tall, breathe in, and breathe out. And this is a gentler way of moving into an ankle to knee position. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Then gradually release, extend the left leg out, and release the right leg. Now you're going to bend the left leg in and swing the right leg to the back. And I'm just going to adjust myself a little bit more to the front. So make sure from the left pigeon that your left knee is an extension of the left hip. You'll open up the angle, come onto your fingertips or onto your blocks, lift your chest, roll your shoulders open, and then from there, exhale, hinge it forward. Rest your forehead onto the block or onto the floor. I love resting the forehead onto the block. Feels so good. This is an intense pose. It is very intensely stretching deep into your buttocks, deep into the outer upper hips, or external hip rotators. But what is so wonderful about the pose is that your upper body can completely relax. And it can be quite restorative in the upper body when it's intensely opening through the lower body. And the more relaxed you are in your upper body, the deeper you can get into your breath. And then the more your hips will start to open. Then keep your forehead on the ground, move your hands back, and gradually come up. And sit down onto the left sitting bone. Swing the right leg to the front, keeping the right leg slightly bent, and then cross the left ankle on top of the right knee. Right? So then you can adjust, make sure that you sit at the tips of the sitting bones, and depending on your hip flexibility, you draw the heel, further towards you, or you keep it a little further away. The left knee, make sure that it moves away from you, and the left foot and right knee moves towards you. And the chest, you stay lifted. Roll the shoulders back. Make sure that your neck is free, that it can move side to side. Chest is open. It feels like it's a good place to be. Full breath in, full breath out. Good. And then very gradually release that. Extend the right leg and then extend the left leg. And then sit up tall. Now next we're going to get into the inner thighs. And what you can do is you can sit up against the wall. I'm going to sit up against my sofa so that your spine is straight. And then we go into bound angle, Baddha Konasana. We bring the feet together and we sit up as tall as we can, allowing the knees to drop down towards the floor. Sitting up. Breathe in fully and exhale completely. Breathe in fully. Exhale completely. And of course, if you want to, you can hold on to the feet, lift up, and you can descend forward. Just make sure you don't round yourself in. Try to stay lifted, roll the shoulders back, and hinge forward into it. From your hips. Full breaths. Good. And then if you bend forward, you can gradually come up. If you were sitting up, then continue to sit there. And then gradually draw the knees in, slide your feet forward, and extend your legs out. Does your hips already feel a little bit more open? I hope so. Now, we're going to bend one leg in into head to knee pose, although we're not going to bring our head to the knee. We always extend forward, but that's how it's translated, Janu Sirsasana. You're going to keep the rope handy next to you. If you want to use a blanket and sit up on a blanket, you can sit on a blanket to elevate your hips and get a little bit more extension in your spine. You're going to twist a bit to the left. Twist from the bottom of your ribs. Keep the chest lifted. And from there, we're going to bend forward. Now, I can take a hold of my left foot. If you can, go for it. And then my left wrist is going to cross the right wrist. I'm going to take a hold, of the inside. But if you need to use a rope, maybe double up the rope and put the rope around your foot and bend forward. Okay, move your hands as close to the foot as you can. And bend into it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep the breastbone lifted. Roll your shoulders back. Good. And then gradually come up. So what you get to here is to stretch the left left hamstring individually, and you also get to stretch the right side of the spine individually. Then extend the right leg and bend the left leg in. And you're going to do exactly the same. And here I'll give a little bit of a side profile. Lift the chest and then gently twist it to the right a little bit. Because it's an asymmetrical pose, it's good to twist it a bit to the right. And then from there, bend forward, either left hand to the outside, right hand to the inside, right wrist crosses the left, or use your rope. Fold over into it. Breathe in, breathe out. Work your hands as close towards the foot as you can on the rope. Just using the rope as leverage. For one day, you'll be able to take a hold of the foot without the rope. Good, and then gradually come up and extend your left leg out. Shake out your legs. Good. Now you're going to bend the knees, cross your ankles, roll over to your hands and knees. And you're going to come into hero pose, Virasana. Your knees are going to be together and you're going to separate your feet. You are free now to sit on a block, sit on a blanket, sit on your feet like this, and then very gradually work your way down to one day being able to sit on the floor. All right, so find the position that works for you. And I think this is a very important position to move into. You never ever want to feel pain in your knees. So therefore it's very important that you use the props to very gradually work your way down to the floor. But it's a wonderful stretch for the shins, for the ankles, for the tops of the feet. It also stretches the quads, helps them find their original length, and of course it gets into the hips. So hip opening yoga poses, not just pigeon pose. There are so many different yoga positions we can use to open up the hips. And when my students and my clients have very tight hips, I don't like to move right into it. I like to sort of move around it and then very gradually into it. And emphasizing very deep breathing, really trying to calm yourself down and relax yourself. The nervous system really responds to that. If your nervous system is on high alert constantly, then we tense up, we tighten up, and then we're never going to be able to open up any area of the body. So just put yourself in a position seriously where you can breathe. And breathe your deepest, fullest breath. And within that, over time, you will start to feel changes and notice changes in your body. It happens magically. Not so magically. It takes a little bit of work. It takes some time and dedication, determination. But effortless effort is what we like to think of it as. And then things open. Things happen. To come out of it, support your hands on the floor and then lift up and move forward and just come into a downward facing dog to balance out the knees there. And now you might notice your downward facing dog being a little bit different, maybe a little bit more lengthened. Draw up through your kneecaps. You really get deeper into your calves and you strengthen your knees and counter pose after the pigeon pose and also the hero pose. All right, lift your heels and bend your knees and sit back into Virasana, which now should feel pretty familiar. I hope that this routine will be helpful. Please let me know in the comment box below. It's a very simple, easy routine that I think anyone can do at any level. Maybe it's a day at the end of the day where you feel tired and you don't really feel like doing a whole lot, but still you like to open up, and maybe this would be the perfect routine for that. So use it as you see fit, and keep me posted. Namaste.